Hey guys, and welcome to the 8th episode of CMF MOC. And if you're unfamiliar, this is the series in which I build mini-MOCs around a collectible minifigure or two. This particular one uses the Series 19 Explorer guy, and he is right here in the middle, although he's a little hard to see at this angle. And I'm very happy with the way that this MOC turned out, so I'm not going to waste any more time and give you guys a close-up look at the MOC. Alright, so I'm going to go handheld here just since I think it'll be a bit easier to get in and show you guys the details of the MOC. So right here you can see there is the collectible minifigure. I even included his little lizard friend. And I also gave him a sword, just since I figured he'd kind of need that to cut through all of the thick jungle foliage. And speaking of foliage, you can see there's a lot of different elements that I used. We have the grass pieces, the kind of bamboo stalk pieces, some of these smaller 1x1s, some of these flowers, trees, some of these like swamp fern pieces. I don't really know what they're actually supposed to be. Some of these trees have like just stuff dangling from them, making them look like all dead and overgrown. And there's also a few frogs around the MOC that I just threw in to add a little bit of life to it. And you can see there are quite a few trees since this is supposed to be kind of a jungle area. You can see there's another frog right there. And just spinning it to the side, give you guys another angle. You can see there's another tree, more plants. So really just a ton of plants on a brown, bunch of brown plates. And then looking at the actual temple, which is kind of the main focus of the MOC, you can see that it too has a ton of foliage on it, kind of overgrown after thousands of years, just kind of sitting around in the jungle. You can see there's like some vines growing on it there. And there's this big arch right here, and you can see that it is actually 2 stories. You have the lower story, which is in dark gray, and then the upper story, which is in light gray. And then the upper area is kind of just built up, kind of like a pyramid, but it doesn't go super high, so it's just kind of a little bit of a step design, but nothing too crazy. And again, just more plants around there. And moving down to the door area here, just the front of the temple, you can see that I used some nice textured pieces, as well as an inverted slope on the door, just to add a bit of texture to an otherwise very flat surface, as well as an arch around the door, just to give it a bit of shaping. And you can see I used this design on both sides, just to add a bit of just difference to the wall, not make it all just straight and boring. As well as some plates right there, just to, again, add a bit of texture and diversity to it. And then with the door, it is actually a locking door, and I'm very happy with the way that this turned out. So this one right here, this little piece, is actually a lock. So you can pull it out, and it can come all the way out, but it's a bit of a pain to get back in, so I'm not going to do that. And then this one is a handle, which then allows the door to slide open. You can see that is where the lock goes in there. And then the door opens up, allowing access into the temple. And let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Alright, so moving inside, you can see there's a decent amount going on in here, but I'm going to focus in on the middle right here by the door. So you can see our brave adventurer is coming inside now, but you will notice there's a tripwire on the floor, and this activates the first of a few traps in the temple. And basically how to actually activate this, the tripwire doesn't actually do anything. You just have to pull this out, this little panel right here, and then it releases 2 flails, which are going to strike any unfortunate person to walk over that tripwire. And then to reset it, all you have to do is just slide that back in, and the flails go up on their own. So a very simple trap, but very happy with the way that turned out. Alright, so the whole second story comes off very easily. And you can see it just pops off like that, although it does sometimes like to take this extra brick with it. And then moving that off to the side and get a better look at the rest of the interior. So you can see that there's a scorpion, a spider, and a snake just kind of living on the floor there. And then on the right side, you can see there are 2 treasure chests. These actually do have treasure in them, just can't really open them right now. And you will notice that there's a tiled area here with 2 different colored tiles. And if you step on any of these dark gray ones, it will release these like little arrows. And all I did was use flick fire missiles, and unfortunately couldn't get them to like automatically fire or anything, but you can pop off the little roof there and then shoot these missiles out. This one is actually not a flick fire missile, it's just a pin, so it's just kind of a little trick there to make you think that maybe that one's going to shoot out, but it actually won't. And then moving to this side, this one's not really a trap or anything. So basically this, you would just move it around, It's essentially like a lock, and you just kind of have to figure out the right combination to spin it around. And then if I pop this off, you can see that the door can open, although it's not exactly secured very well. It's just a stud, and at this point, I mean, it's wood. It would have rotted away. Pretty easy to get past. But inside, you can see that there's just a little crate full of weapons in there. It's nothing too cool in terms of treasure, but still a nice little haul right there. And then over on this side, you can see that there is just a holder for a torch. Alright, so as you can tell, I put the second floor back on, and this one, its roof can pop off just like that. And this one is much smaller than the first floor. It doesn't have as much going on. But here you can see that there is a golden treasure chest with a bunch of golden weapons. And although they have fallen out just over the course of the centuries, they are still right next to their chest. And then here is the access point. There's just a rope with a little hole in the floor so you can climb up. There's obviously a spider. And here, again, not much of a trap, just swords that you have to crawl under in order to reach this table, which has some cups and a very shiny jewel on it. And then over on this side, there's another treasure chest. This one has some armor, and this unfortunate explorer just kind of died trying to grab it. And then over here, there are some bats, as well as a bunch of skulls, as well as a leg. So a bit of creepy stuff going on this side, but still some pretty cool treasure to be had as well. Alright, so I think that will pretty much do it for the MOC. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun building this MOC, and just really happy with the way that it turned out, with all the traps and moving parts, and especially the door. I think the door is my favorite part of the MOC. I'm just very happy with the way that I got the locking mechanism to turn out. And if you guys did enjoy this video, a like is very much appreciated, as well as a comment with your thoughts on the MOC. And if you really enjoyed this video and want to see some more MOCs from me, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss when I upload a new MOC video. And again, that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.